Okay, so this video we're going to talk about chapter 1024 of One Piece. And obviously this video going to have spoilers if you not have read the chapter yet. Yeah, this is sorry. So this is the spoiler warning. Okay, so we start in the end of the chapter and we talk about in this chapter we see Yamato when Yamato was young, and she was kept in prison of Kaido because she called herself Oden, and she are in a cave with some of the samurais, and one of the samurai, I think of the samurais, are Roronoa Zoro's father. I think that is the guy. She asked his name and I'm nobody, and he have some kind of a bandana. So this is, I think, it's Zoro's father, and also this is the person that Zoro defeat when he fight against Moria, and this is the skeleton samurai. That is the same person before he was stranded on that island and this kind of thing. So this is the samurai, and we see in the end that the samurai breaks out from the prison in the cave. One of the samurai cuts the stone that blocks the door and this kind of thing. So that we have in this chapter. The other part of the chapter is we see Jinbei, we see Nami, we see Usopp, we see Frankie, we see Brook, and all of them escape right now from the places when they fight against their opponent, the Topolopos. So all of the Topolopos right now is defeated, and this kind of thing. So and obviously we see some new attack from Yamato when Yamato fight against her father, Kaido, and she used some kind of thunderclap arrow. Thunderclap arrow, and to fight against it, and so on. So that fight is continuation, but it looks like that Yamato started to reach her limit against her father, and so on. Yeah, so they fight, and we see no fight between Zoro or Sanji against King or Queen in this chapter, so probably probably the next chapter we will see more about them. Right now we see some we're gonna see much more. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see much more backstory for Yamato, because Kaido actually called Yamato a princess. That means that Kaido is a king. They say because with all, even when she have the chains on her, put it into the cave, she still knocks down all the small soldiers with so that they always her conqueror. She'll have Yamato already have conqueror's hockey at that young age. So I don't know. I think even she has conqueror's hockey even before Monkey D. Luffy, but in that age, when she was as young as Ace was, when Ace was with Monkey D. Luffy and Sabo on that island with the bandit. At the same time, when Yamato was put in castled in the cave, she already have conqueror's hockey to knock down all the opponent and this kind of thing, and she sit with all the different samurais, that legendary samurais that was working for Oden, and one of the samurai there that would never say his name, that is the samurai. He with the bandana very similar to the samurai that Zoro fight against in the Tyrida bark arc. and this samurai I think is very similar to Zoro in his face. So I think it's a big possibility here that samurai is Roronoa Zoro's father. But when the time when Zoro fight against him, when he was a skeleton, he was not, his full power was really minishing. He was not as strong as he originally was, as he should be. So if Zoro had fight him in his prime, as he was in this chapter, he Zoro will absolutely lost against him. But the only reason why the samurai was Zoro was able to defeat that samurai a long time ago, when he was already dead. He was a skeleton, and get the new sword that Zoro have with the black blade with the flames on it. Is that person is probably that is just what my speculation here. That is Zoro's father, and this kind of thing. So obviously in the chapter, I think the end part of the chapter was absolutely the best part of this chapter, and obviously the part when we see Yamato and Kaido fight, and we see Yamato use different like long range attack, for example the thunderclap arrow, and this kind of thing. And the other part we have is also, as I said before, with Jinbei, is not as much information. Besides, obviously, the biggest information obviously was in the end, when we see the start of Yamato's backstory, and this is probably the next chapter, probably continuation a little bit with that backstory of Yamato. And then later on, maybe, I really hope so, that we're gonna get a backstory for Kaido. Maybe we're gonna get a backstory for Kaido and Yamato that is combined with each other, and this kind of thing. Why Yamato start to really get a big interest for Kyosuke Oden, and what was the reason for it, and all this kind of thing. We probably get more and more information about that later on in some other chapters, and this kind of thing. So it was, and it looks like it's not gonna be no break for next week either. It looks like we're gonna get chapter 1025 next Friday. Maybe I'm missing something when I read this chapter. I maybe have to look again, but it looks like that when I read this chapter before I do this review, it looks like there was no depiction of any break. So that means it's 5 chapters in the road, if I'm right, 5 chapters in the road that will have no break. And probably after chapter 1025, then we're gonna have a break, probably 1 week, and then with continuation with the story. So what I think right now will happen in chapter 1025. Obviously, remember that is just my prediction. I think we're gonna have continuation a bit about Yamato's backstory, and we're gonna see the fight with King and Queen, continuation of that fight, and then we're gonna have a bit of the fight between Momonosuke and Kaido and Monkey D. Luffy. So that is just what I think. So that is, but I don't think Momonosuke I think Momonosuke probably will just help Monkey D. Luffy to that platform, and then leave that platform and help his sister to fight against Yamato Orochi. Fight against Yamato Orochi, and Yamato and Monkey D. Luffy will fight together against Kaido, and so on. That is what I think will happen in chapter 1025, and this kind of thing. I think the defeat of Kaido will be in chapter 1027. I think that is my prediction here. That is the chapter when Kaido will beat the ground and be defeated, and so on. He will permanently be defeated. And then I think Yamato will join the Straw Hat Pirates. Some other people think not. Some people think that she will not be the person, but I don't think Vivi will be the person that joined the Straw Hat Pirate. I think she is not a good person to have in specifically that chapter, in that crew, because she is more a princess. Yamato also a princess, but she is not a fighter or Yamato also have a say when she was young that she wanted to go out into the sea. So she have an adventure spirit to her, similar to Monkey D. Luffy, so that works very well for them to work together as a team. And obviously that, for example, Yamato also see herself as Oden, and Oden was the person that goes on the journey with Goldie Roger. First, she obviously first Oden obviously go with Whitebeard. Then he left Whitebeard's crew to join Goldie Roger, and we have a mirror image of Goldie Roger is Monkey D. Luffy. So that is obviously a big thing for Yamato to join Monkey D. Luffy's Straw Hat crew because of the similarity with Monkey D. Luffy and Goldie Roger. And obviously then we have the samurai, so that is very interesting. So now we see all the three samurai. One of them is the samurai that Zoro fight against in Thriller Bark, but as not before he turned to a skeleton and this kind of thing, and because we see his sword exactly the same sword as Zoro have after the Thriller Bark, so that is really cool to see. But the other two samurai, I don't know. One of the samurai was like a paint in his face, like some more very, like, I don't know, this like a painting. So it's interesting to hear more about them, about the other two, who they are, and obviously we know he cut through the change, so he can cut steel with his sword, and he just left the castle. They left the prison in the cave, and this chapter and all this kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's lots of speculation will come up right now, and lots of interesting talks from different One Piece YouTubers, because many people have really looked forward to see all of this, and now we start to get to the really juicy stuff in the story of One Piece. I can say like this: I'm 96% certain that Yamato will be the next member of the Straw Hat Pirate. She has so many things that works to that point, and this kind of thing. So yeah, that is everything I really want to say about this chapter. There was an amazing chapter, very interesting, and I really look forward to chapter 1025. And so yeah, hope you like it. Okay, bye.